Hi, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Erin.
We're Revisions Mentor. I'm coming at you from a little cabin in the woods up north of Minnesota.
That's right. And I am home in the dirty South where it's nice and warm and toasty. So
It's not our norm. We are normally together in our hometown of Wilmington, North Carolina. Strange times call for strange things, and we're making the best of it. And we have some really good information for you guys today. Something that we've been thinking a lot about is how to make the most of the downtime that we have right now. We are fortunate to have our staging business still running normally, and we're fortunate and grateful for that. In addition to that, we have a ton of downtime. So this is applicable for those of you who are already doing home staging and have existing successful businesses, because we know you're out there. But this is also going to be applicable for those of you who are just getting started or looking to start your home staging business. If you're wondering if now is a good time to start your home staging business, I would say the answer is yes.
yes, it's
Yes.
time. It's time. It's okay to go ahead and start, and to continue to put your creative efforts into this project because we feel strongly, and the people who we communicate with within the real estate world feel strongly that we are going to come out on the other side of this in a really in a positive way. And we've talked to a lot of realtors who are seasoned, who have told us that when the real estate market is strong, stagers kill it. And then when the real estate market dips, stagers are still killing it, because then it becomes even more competitive, right? Like you really have to make your house shine to sell when there's a lot of competition around. So we think that this is a great time to do some of these steps. And we do have a lot more downtime, but then I'm home with 2 kids now, and I'm homeschooling them, and that takes a whole lot of brain power that I don't really have to spare. So so
You're doing really good, Erin.
Oh gosh, well, but some of these things are just take a few minutes, and they don't take a whole lot of energy or effort. And if you just kind of tell yourself, I'm going to do 3 things a day to keep my staging business afloat, and they're as simple as number 1, sending thank you cards to old clients or to realtors who you've worked with. That's a simple gesture, and it costs a very small amount of money, but it's going to make them remember you in the coming weeks, in the coming months, when they do have staging services, or when they do need staging services.
Right. That's about strengthening relationships and really staying connected to your community and supporting each other. It's a really easy way to do it. Hey, before I forget, if you have not subscribed, click the link, hit subscribe, stick with us. We've got lots of good information for you. Erin, we keep forgetting to tell people about all of our resources. We have tons of free resources available for you. We also have resources that are available for purchase. So let us know what you want to hear. We're always looking for topics for our question of the week. We're ramping back up with our videos. We've had a little bit of a lapse, but we're practicing our own advice and thinking about how to use our downtime, which is why we're talking to you about this today. Anyway, okay, back to it. What else we got, Erin?
All right. So, one of the things that you can do while we're in this, bit of a lull and we have to be at home is update your portfolio. Get your website in tip-top condition. Use this time to learn how to work in your website if you didn't build it yourself. It's a great time to update your photography, update your headshots, your logos and things of that nature. Get your branding in a really good position while you are stuck at home.
Right. Websites seem to outdate really quickly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of an ongoing battle to stay on top of that sort of stuff. So use this time to take some new photos, dig through your archives for pictures of your best work. get that stuff up on the website, freshen your look. Maybe, think about what you can do to sort of bring some new life to your marketing materials, new headshots. I mean, oh my gosh, that it seems like those kind of outdate really quickly too. A year's passed, 2 years have passed. Nice to have something that's a little more current, a little more relevant. So this is an awesome time to do that sort of thing, I think.
Yeah, well, one small obstacle is since we can't get our hair colored.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Our true colors shining through, but
Yeah,
whatever,
yes.
roll with it.
Very natural. We're all getting very natural.
Very, very natural. Very natural. Another good thing that you can kind of spend some time doing is going through your statistics, right? And using that for your social media fodder. Like, this house was on the market for X number of weeks or months before it was staged. And then we came in there and staged it and it sold in 2 weeks. Those are things that, we kind of forget to do because we get real caught up in the go, go, go and the moving the furniture and this and that. And, we're always good about taking pictures, but sometimes we forget to go back and be like, hey, this really sold fast after we staged it. It's funny because the busier we are, the more we forget to kind of brag like, hey guys, this house was on the market for a year before we staged it. And then we got an offer within a couple of days. So use that material and use that information and go ahead and put it on your social media. This is a great time to start working with that old material.
Oh my gosh, I love that you thought of that, Erin. That is so huge. I think one of the things that we know as home stagers is how good home staging works and how quickly it sells houses. And so for us to be able to say, okay, we staged 50 homes last year and the average time from staging to contract is, 4 weeks or 3 weeks or, 6 weeks. It is a huge, powerful piece of data that needs to be shared with homeowners, with builders, with realtors. So glad you thought of that. That's huge. And it's not just that bit of the statistics either, right? I mean, there are other statistics that you can use that we use for marketing. What are some of the other ones that we use?
You can go back and look at the listing price versus how many offers they had. You can look at, I don't know, whether the house sold at or above the listing price. If there was a bidding war, use that information.
Yeah, and analyze your own data. I mean, maybe this is a nice time to take a look at, okay, what is my niche as a home stager? Am I mostly staging houses in the $250,000 range? Am I most staging homes in the $500,000 to $1 million range? And then use that to kind of give some thought to maybe driving harder towards market that you're finding yourself serving the most. Right. Maybe that's going to mean you adjust your marketing materials. Maybe that's going to mean you adjust your inventory. But this is a great time to really give some thought to some of the trends that are happening within your own staging practice, if you have one.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Another thing that we can spend some time doing, and I've been a little bit better about this in the last few weeks, is doing meaningful social media updates. And sometimes, right now we're in the middle of a pandemic and it feels really hard to be relevant on social media when you're talking about putting furniture in an empty house. And how is that relevant right now? Because people are dying and their livelihoods are, in great jeopardy. And it's really hard to find a way to articulate that we're grateful we're in business and looking for something positive to say, putting a positive spin on it. So we've tried hard to just be supportive of the realtors who we work with by leaving meaningful comments on their posts, spending some time liking and sharing and doing those things to kind of show your support on social media for other realtors. Does that make sense? Right? Like,
Yes. Yes. It makes tons of sense. And not just realtors, your builders, these folks are, needing some extra love right now too. I think we're all just trying to look out for one another. And it's important from a business perspective. It's also just important for, human decency. And, that's really, I think at the end of the day, that's what matters the most. And if we can find a way to kind to one another and support each other in business, things are going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And guys, while we have this time at home, it's a great time to price out insurance policies. If you don't already have liability insurance in place, go ahead and, start making phone calls, start doing some research on that. It's kind of one of those things that's a little bit tedious, and but you're going to be really glad that you have it if you ever need it. Go ahead and apply for your LLC if you haven't already gotten those, those business pieces in place. Go ahead and, do the paperwork, the tedious stuff that we've been putting off for months and months because, we were too busy doing other things. Now's a good time to do it.
Yeah, it really is. And if you're just starting out and just, starting to get your business together and you're working on all of those bits and pieces, just because you can't go out into the community and, directly market doesn't mean you can't do all the things that Erin and I are talking about in terms of reaching out to realtors. You might not have your own portfolio to work with. You can, follow realtors in your community and share their listings on your page. You're already showing, a generous gesture to what will hopefully be your future client. So you can do these things. You just got to get creative. You got to think outside the box a little bit. And I think the important thing is to stay focused on, what you can do during this different time, and then to not be afraid. If you want to start a home staging business, if your plan was to do that and you're not confident that this is the right time, I would say this is the right time. Don't be afraid, move mindfully, use your head, think about your resources and move ahead. Go for it. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And do exactly. Move mindfully, be smart about the moves that you're making. One area that we have chosen not to pursue as much because we wanted to focus our time and effort on staging was the interior design part. But as you know, this goes hand in hand. And, this is also a great opportunity for you to, market some of your design services. We have been able to, use our wholesale accounts in the last few months and, a little bit here and there. You have a friend who wants to buy a piece of furniture. They buy it through your wholesale account and you're able to charge a small markup. That's one means of making, kind of keeping your business afloat. So it's about being flexible and being creative and, you have this background, you have this skill set, and you have these resources. So go ahead and, talk to people, do they need to buy some furnishings? Do they need to buy some art? Use your wholesale accounts and do that with them.
Right. And speaking of resources, we have tons of free resources available. A lot of things for you. If you're just starting out and you want to access some of our stuff, click on the links below, subscribe to our page, follow us. Let us know what you want to hear from us. We love to answer questions. I think it's my favorite thing about what we're doing with this YouTube education piece. I love that we're empowering people to start their own businesses. And I love that we can share our experiences with you and not just our successes. We want to share all of it. We've learned lessons the hard way. We know what it's like to jump hurdles and find yourself in strange places. We want to share that with you. So ask us the hard questions, ask us the easy questions, ask us anything you like. We're here to share good, the bad, and the ugly. with
It's
you.
true. It's true. And if you guys are running into any specific roadblocks that you want to ask us about, or if you have ideas of ways that we could be spending our time productively, share them with us. And we'll,
Yeah.
you know, we're open to your feedback. We want to hear from you. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.
Thanks. Bye, y'all.